Welcome to Sportsnet USA's live coverage of women's basketball inside the E-rena, the South Gym, on the campus of East Los Angeles College. We present you Huskies basketball, and it's brought to you by NutriShop of Monterey Park, your sports nutrition, health, and vitamins experts. Dan Gudino here alongside Whittier Daily News prep sports writer Will Hernandez. Really thankful, really grateful you could join us for a South Coast Conference North matchup. Rio Hondo comes in to this ball game 16-12. East Los Angeles comes in 24-5.
Should be a good matchup, Dan. A lot of former San Gabriel Valley, Whittier area players here tonight for Rio Hondo. Curley gets the opening possession.
Poole giving direction. It's Watson on top. Just underway inside the South Gym. 9:45 on the clock. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Poole kicks out to Wallace. Wallace gets the ball ripped away. Back the other way, it's Black. Easy layup. Rio Hondo opens up the scoreboard.
Yeah, good defense leads to good offense right there for the deuce for Candace Black on the breakaway.
Right before tip-off, we spoke with Coach Bruce Turner. He mentioned we can't overlook Rio Hondo and look forward to Friday's championship matchup for the North against Trade Tech.
Yeah, well, if the Huskies hope to have any chance then, they got to take care of business tonight against a tough Rio Hondo team.
Poole with the steal. And on the other side, it's Watson. Watson gets it to fall and will also get to finish the old-fashioned three-point play at the line. 8:57 remains.
Nice finish there by Watson. You know, she has a chance again, old-fashioned three-point play. 8:57 to go in the first. Did a really good job of stymieing off the defender who was trailing her. Finishes with the left hand.
Off the mark on the attempt. Morales comes up with the rebound. Jalen Curley. Curley nearly gets a steal. Pokes it out of bounds on the far sideline. 8:48 remains. First quarter. Sloppy play on both sides there.
Yeah, sluggish start offensively for both teams. Wide open.
East LA applying a makeshift full court press. Playing man-to-man. This time it's Gutierrez off the mark. Curley with the rebound. Ortiz with the ball. Bounce pass inside to Watson. Watson way off. Amanda Lee now. Under 8 minutes remain. Low scoring affair thus far. We go inside. It's Navarro. Navarro fighting. Instead, Watson comes up with the rebound. East LA attacking quickly. Curley with the ball. Outside the pool. 7:40 remains. First quarter. Watson faces up. Left hand angle drive. No. Rebounded by Wallace. A second opportunity for East Los Angeles. Poole drives and loses the ball straight into the hands of Kaylee Gutierrez. Gutierrez. Fancy move, goes behind her back, and Amanda Lee spots up and splashes.
Nice finish there for Amanda Lee. Hits the three on transition.
Curley saves the ball, but straight into the hands of Lee of Rio Hondo. Euro step play inside, no. Decent attempt by Candace Black of Rio Hondo. Mercedes Ortiz slows things down, hands it off to Poole on top. 6:50 remains, first quarter. Inside to Watson. Watson gets it a fall, and that'll be her second try at the line. Already with 4 points.
Yeah, that was a nice job of Watson right there to create separation from Amy Navarro, the former El Rancho Don. Gets the size advantage there on Callie Gutierrez and finishes the deuce off the glass and a chance for 3 the hard way.
East LA currently on a 3-game win streak as Watson fails on that attempt. Undefeated at home currently this season, 9-0. Navarro looking outside the black. Morales is off. Poole with the rebound.
Nice job of Poole to battle for that rebound right there. Outlets it to Ortiz.
Poole drives, Euro step, no. Grabs her own rebound, finishes, no. Watson's there. Ball is last touched by Navarro of Rio Hondo. Husky basketball, 6:10 remains first half. Here on Sportsnet USA's live coverage of women's basketball.
Yeah, once again, nice job by the Huskies. Keep the ball alive, battle for the rebound, and get another chance.
Curley drives baseline. Navarro contests. I think Navarro will be charged with the blocking foul. It will be on the attempt as well, yep.
Yeah, Dan, and you can easily tell that the Huskies are really trying to attack the paint on Navarro and try to get her out of the game. She averages 8.6 points per game, but there's no doubt she's the staple in the Roadrunners' defense.
Curley ties it up.
Yeah, until that. Now 3 for 4 from, or excuse me, 1 for 4 from the charity stripe.
Quintana on the runner attempt. Way off. On the clock, 5:40 to go. Poole, left angle drive, kicks out to Watson. Watson squares up from about 14 feet, gets it a fall.
Watson does it again. She has 6 of the Huskies' 7 points so far, and you know, Huskies are really trying to attack the Rio Hondo's defense with Watson.
Quintana off the mark. Curley with the rebound. Curley
Nice
inside,
pass.
wide open is Wallace. Z. Wallace.
Once again, Watson doing it all for the Huskies. Gets a nice assist on the little drive, and Wallace says thank you very much.
Quintana well defended by Poole. Dishes out to Navarro from the corner. It's Black from about 18 feet. Gets it to fall. Poole drives. Poole loses the ball. In transition, it's Black. Too easy. Tie ball game now. 9-9, 4:30 remains.
Nice finish there by the former Diamond Bar Brahma. Poole was a little loose on the drive, and Candace Black takes it away and says that's how you finish, with the easy deuce off the glass.
Inside to Ortiz from about the free throw line. Gently done. 11-9 ball game. East LA with a thin lead. 4:05 remains. .358 on the clock. The drive by Lee gets it to fall. Lee's got handles. She could shoot. She could drive. She just needs to do it on a defensive end, and she'll be the complete package. 3:40 remains. Ortiz drives. Too much contact. It's called against. The offense. Turnover against the Huskies.
Yeah, I think Ortiz is going to get called for extending her elbow right there. But overall, man, the lead, as you mentioned, Dan, you know, she shows why she's the team's leading scorer. That little finish, and we have a tie ball game at 11 with 3:40 to go.
Brianna Hyde checks in, and a steal instantly by Curley. Curley will fire. Short. Rebounded by Wallace. Another attempt for East LA. Fresh shot clock. Into the high post. To Wallace. To the corner. To Wallace. Spin move. Left hand finish. Nope. The putback. No. Ortiz is there. She'll fall to the floor as I believe Mariah Rivera tripped her, according to the head official. Tie ball game thus far.
I'm still trying to figure out how Watson missed those two looks. They were, I mean, as good of a look as you can get. Godbolt comes in and Watson checks out.
And checking in will be Godbolt. Godbolt instantly fires, gets her own rebound, comes in with a lot of energy, and gives East LA back the lead with 3:05 to go, first quarter.
Yeah, just when Rio Hondo takes a sigh of relief that Watson exits, here comes Godbolt and says, hey, I can do that too.
That's Black who's off the mark, and Godbolt with a rebound. Ortiz on the right-hand side. Does she finish? No. Brianna Hyde's there. She gets stripped from behind. Ball is tapped out of bounds against the Rio Hondo, as Godbolt will take a wide open shot. Rebounded by Navarro. Ball is stripped, but last touch by Godbolt, so Rio Hondo basketball. Clock reads 2 minutes, 41 seconds. Rio Hondo basketball.
And overall, Dan, the Huskies, you know, pretty tightly contested game so far. The Huskies could easily be up by 6 or 8 points. They just, you know, be able to finish their opportunities at the rim.
That's Lee who's off the mark, tried to finish the layup on the right-hand side. Turnover back the other way in favor of the Roadrunners. It's Los Angeles, of course, ranked number 6, and a jump ball will be called. Excellent defense by Jalen Curley.
Yeah, nice defense indeed, Dan, right there by Curley. Forces the jump ball. Possession will stay with Rio Hondo.
Arrow goes to Rio.
A little sloppy play on the other end by Poole, who exits the game. Maybe needs to take a little breather after committing 2 turnovers.
Navarro from 15 feet out. Godbolt comes up with the rebound. Under 2 minutes to go. East Los Angeles on top. Jump ball. Navarro and Godbolt get tangled up.
Arrow will go to ELAC.
Possession arrow was in favor of East Los Angeles, so the next jump ball, it'll be Rio Hondo basketball. So no time to look ahead to next week against number 4 Los Angeles Trey Tech here at home for East Los Angeles. They've got Rio Hondo here. Godbolt, too strong, grabs her own rebound, too strong on the right-hand side. A minute 30 remains.
And a pretty good start for Godbolt already in the game. She has 5 rebounds, 4 points. Gives the Huskies a 4-point lead right there with 1:24 to go.
Amanda Lee, the sharpshooter, unleashes. Loose ball picked up by Hyde of East LA. Into the ball game is Satali Davalos. Davalos now giving direction. High post Godbolt. Godbolt puts it on the floor, left hand, loses it. Tangled bodies.
You gotta give Godbolt credit, because not only is she a great post presence, but you know, she's able to put the ball on the floor, shoot the jump shot, but loses the ball right there, and possession will go to Rio Hondo. But overall, solid start for Godbolt and the Huskies.
62 seconds remain as Rio Hondo will slow things down here. A steal, no, near steal, loose ball. Picked up by East LA. Curley. 40 seconds remain to a cutting Hyde. Hyde gets stripped from behind by Jessica Barrera. Poor possession by Rio Hondo. Pass too high for Amanda Lee.
Yeah, back-to-back turnovers for the Roadrunners. Overall, I'm pretty sure Coach Bruce Turner, will say, hey, we'll take it.
Near side, it's Jones to Godbold. Godbold way too strong. Hyde's there. Hyde takes a dribble inside, too strong off the glass. 16 seconds remain in this first quarter. Candace Black gets slapped in the face. That's a tough foul there to take.
Yeah, first it looked like Godbold got all ball, but after a second look, I think it's safe to say she got a lot of Candace Black right there.
10.8 remains in this first quarter. I'm Dan Gudino, if you're asking, alongside Will Hernandez here on Sportsnet USA. Get to shoot the 2 free throws on behalf of Candace Black. Off the mark. 6 seconds to go. It'll be Gonzalez. 2 seconds to go. 1 second. Lee will fire from half court. Way off. End of the first quarter with East Los Angeles on top, 15-12 here on the campus of East Los Angeles College. Dan Gudino alongside Will Hernandez here on Sportsnet USA, presented by NutriShop of Monterey Park. Sportsnet USA's live coverage of Huskies basketball, brought to you by NutriShop of Monterey Park, your sports nutrition, health, and vitamins experts. Start of the second period inside the E-rena. Number 6 East LA hosting the Rio Hondo College Roadrunners. East LA holding on to a 3-point lead. Roadrunner basketball, but a turnover, a steal by Curley. Curley to a cutting Gonzalez. Gonzalez lose the ball. Actually, ball last touch by Jessica Barrera of Rio Hondo. 9:44 on the clock. Jones drives. Well off on that attempt. Lee on the right wing. Goes behind her back. He's got some great handles. Barrera inside to Navarro. Navarro back to Barrera. Barrera from about 17 feet on the right wing.
Yeah, pretty shot there by the former Diamond Bar product. Gets the Roadrunners within 1 with 9:05 to go in the second quarter.
Hyde with the basketball. 9 minutes to go to a cutting Godbold. Godbold working on left side. Can't finish. Lee comes up with the rebound. 8:50 remains in this first half. Candace Black short on that attempt. Curry grabs another rebound. Jones drives and walks. Slid the pivot foot, right?
Yeah, it looked like she was a little indecisive there. She was going to drive, but then saw the defender cut her off and try to make a little Euro step, but officials say nope. Too many steps. Turns over possession to the Roadrunners, who are only down by 1.
.825, second quarter. East LA with a 1-point lead.
Nice hands there by Ortiz.
One of the dangerous things about Rio Hondo is they have such a deep bench. They use practically everybody, so fresh bodies at all moments for Rio Hondo. As a spin move by Quintana gives Rio Hondo a 16-15 lead now. First lead since the 8-minute mark of the first quarter.
Yeah, nice finish there by Amy Navarro. Saw her do that a lot during her days at El Rancho, and a reason why she was the Whittier Daily News Player of the Year in 2016.
Godbolt fighting inside, can't finish again, so a little bit of a drought for East Los Angeles in the second period. Quintana skip past to Lee. Lee from three, no. Ortiz nearly loses the ball here in the corner, still looking, finally gets bailed out by Mercedes Ortiz. 7:20 remains. Gonzalez now back outside to Ortiz. Near side to Curley, 7:15 on the game clock, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Ortiz, turn around, fade away, no. Rebound, Barrera, 7:05 to go. Second quarter.
And Huskies going through a little scoring drought right here. Dan starts the second quarter.
Lee from the free throw line. Too easy. And a timeout called by Rio Hondo. 6:54 remains inside the South Gym on the campus of East Los Angeles College, and East LA trails 18-15. Partner, will you call this an upset if Rio Hondo comes into number 6 East LA and takes one on the road?
I wouldn't necessarily call it an upset. Rio Hondo is a very formidable team. They got a lot of good skilled players that are kind of familiar with each other. A lot of them more than half of the roster is from the San Gabriel Valley, Whittier area, so wouldn't necessarily call it an upset, especially when you consider the Huskies' struggles recently. I mean, pretty much all their games have been relatively close, and this looks to be another close game that goes right down to the wire.
Godbolt fakes, turns around at the free throw area, over to Ortiz. Ortiz, baseline drive. So the little drought and an instant turnover. Navarro trying to inbound the ball, trying to fake it. Instead, the ball slips, and an instant turnover. So the Huskies with a chance to take the lead as Brianna Hyde will sit down.
Yeah, sorry about that, partner. Clearly, Coach Bruce Turner has opening up his sleeve out of the timeout. As
I believe that was Gonzalez with the attempt.
Former St. Paul swordsman misses the three.
Lee. Too strong. 6:08 to go. East LA trailing. Ortiz skip past to Poole. Poole back to Ortiz. Rio Hondo doing an excellent job of defending the box, forcing or allowing East Los Angeles to possibly take a three-point shot.
Oh yeah, Rio Hondo clearly their defense is saying right now we're not going to let Dominique Godbolt or Jadis Watson beat us down low. We're going to make the guards beat us, or beat us from inside or outside, and that's a big reason why the Huskies trail by 1 right now with 5:37 to go. As Roadrunners almost lose the ball.
Navarro gets the lucky roll. Extends the lead to 3 points. Gonzalez. Lee plays excellent defense. That creates a jump ball possession arrow in favor of East LA, so ball remains in the front court. Godbolt will sit down. Brianna Hyde checks in. Hyde wide open. Too easy. Nice touch. 1 point lead for the Roadrunners. Quintana will bring it from left to right. Kick out to Navarro. Back to Lee on the left wing. Lee spin move. Gets it to fall. Impressive play by Amanda Lee of the Roadrunners.
Really nice play there by Lee.
Basket is good.
She shows once again why she's the team's leading scorer in the former Gabrielino product, making her school proud by her play right there with that finish. And a chance for 3 the hard way.
Finishes, gets the three-point play, and the biggest lead of the ball game for Rio Hondo.
Yeah, Rio Hondo doing a really good job of keeping Huskies out of sync as Hyde draws the shooting foul. But you could clearly see as she makes her way to the charity stripe, Dan, that she's a little frustrated. I'm sure the Huskies, majority of them, are feeling a little frustrated, at least on the offensive end.
The last time these two teams played, East Los Angeles dominated 88-64. That was earlier this month, February the 1st, at Rio Hondo.
Yeah, well, I think it's safe to say, Dan, that the Huskies have sort of hit a all, despite the 84-38 victory over Chaffee, they struggled a little bit right here down last couple of games. Close win against PCC, close win against Mount Sac, and they're going to need to gut it out. They hope to get out of here with a W.
Quintana brings it into the front court for Rio Hondo, facing a three-point lead. Excellent pass inside, trying to work.
Oh.
Well, last touch by East LA, so Alice Salvarian.
Yeah, Salvarian did a good job of just, keeping the ball alive. She might have gotten away with a little foul there, but the refs say otherwise, and possession stays with the Roadrunners.
Lee inbounding the ball, looking, finally gets it to Navarro in the corner. Double team.
Oh.
Wallace comes in with the steal, and a foul out of frustration by Navarro.
Foul whistle on number 24. Alice
That leaves 3:19 on the clock. Second quarter inside the E-rena.
Yeah, pretty close game so far, Dan. I mean, if we were a betting man, I'm sure we would bet the under coming in.
No bets in this one.
A little credit, though, to, you got to give Rio Hondo's defense a lot of credit. They've held the Huskies, they're out of sync right now, clearly, and you see another turnover right there. Huskies having a lot of fits right now on offense.
I'm asking Coach Bruce Turner at this point, where's Jalen Curley? Where's your leading scorer?
Yeah, she's basically been a non-factor. Aside from a shot she made at the free throw line, she's got nothing to go so far as Navarro almost gets a putback in.
Navarro fighting strong, finishing on the left-hand side. 5-point lead for the Roadrunners.
Her ability to do that is what made her a dominant player in the Whittier area. Bull gets the finish.
Yeah, Pull with a stutter step, then a quick drive inside right-hand side. Ball last touch by East Los Angeles. Wallace playing excellent defense there. Checking in is Jessica Barrera. Out of the game is Navarro for Rio Hondo. On the clock, 2:24 remains.
Replacing Mercedes Ortiz.
Lee operating the point guard position. Gets stopped. Near side to Barrera. Back outside to Lee. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Lee will drive inside with the runner. No. A minute 55 left in this first half. Poole drives. No. Last touch by Poole.
Yeah, that was a pretty good attempt by Poole right there to split two defenders. She went up against Barrera, who has a size advantage and still got a decent attempt off, but ball goes out of bounds in favor of Rio Hondo.
Quintana's wide open. A 28-22 lead. Driving inside was Davalos, kicks it out to Gonzalez, who drives and loses the ball into the hands of Morales of Rio Hondo. 1:25 to go. Near steal by Gutierrez. Rio Hondo basketball. Ball will remain in the front court. 1:20 remains.
Yeah, nice instinct there by Gonzalez. Unfortunately, her momentum carries her out of bounds. Possession stays with Rio Hondo, up by 6 points with 1:15 to go in the second.
Lee with 10 seconds to go. Crossover move to the right-hand side, drives on the baseline, kicks out. They swing it to Quintana. Quintana feeling it. Back-to-back three-pointers, and now 55 seconds to go.
Yeah, Gutierrez 2 for 2 from downtown on consecutive trips. Puts the Roadrunners by 9. I wouldn't expect that, Dan, coming in.
Not at all. Wallace working. Against Navarro, drive, so finally a response.
Yeah, and that was a much-needed deuce for the Huskies right there. Unfortunately for ELAC, you know, they've had opportunities just like the one Watson had right there, just haven't been able to convert.
Quintana from her spot, no. Poor shot just went straight into the hands of Gonzalez with 10 seconds to go. East LA will hold for the last shot of the half. Poole drives, wide open lane, no! Watson's there. That'll leave 0.6 of a second to go. East Los Angeles will have the ball in their own front court. And finally, Jalen Curley will check in, of course, the shooting specialist in for Brianna Hyde.
Jalen Curley for ELAC. Amy Navarro for Rio.
Inbounding the ball will be Adriana Gonzalez. .6 to go, no. Excellent attempt by Watson, though. Excellent play drawn up by East Los Angeles, but they trail 31-24 to the visiting Rio Hondo College Roadrunners with nothing to lose, nothing to look forward to, possibly cracking a playoff spot. They're playing for their playoff lives. East Los Angeles, well, have they been caught looking ahead to Friday against Trade Tech?
Yeah, no question about it, but let's go back to what you said right now, just a moment ago, Dan. Rio Hondo comes into this game really with nothing to lose, and they're playing with that type of mindset, while the Huskies, on the other hand, yeah, sure, they already, you know, they're in the driver's seat to potentially win the South Coast North Conference, you know, division. But right now, you know, they look a little jittery. They haven't been able to finish at the rim. They've had a lot of good opportunities, but just haven't been able to capitalize, Dan. And you gotta give credit to Rio Hondo's defense, but overall, the Huskies look like they're a little shaky on offense.
Hopefully East Los Angeles could put things together for their home crowd as they trail 31-24 to the visiting Rio Hondo College Roadrunners. Stay tuned for the second half here on Sportsnet USA, presented by NutriShop of Monterey Park, your sports nutrition, health, and vitamins experts. Start of the second half here on Sportsnet USA's live coverage of Huskies basketball. Dan Gudino alongside Will Hernandez inside the E-rena, the South Gym on the campus of East Los Angeles College in Monterey Park, California. Welcome back to another installment of women's basketball. And it's all brought to you by NutriShop of Monterey Park, your sports nutrition, health, and vitamins experts. Will, it wasn't pretty in the first half for East Los Angeles.
Yeah, no question about it, Dan. You know, Huskies had a lot of opportunities at the rim. You know, Rio Hondo was giving them the open lane to drive, but just weren't able to finish. Watson got off to a great game. She contributed 8 points in that first half, but she kind of ran into foul trouble towards the end, and you know that reduced her playing time. And Outside of her, the Huskies have really struggled to get any offense going, Dan.
Leading scorer of the game on the Rio Hondo side, it was Amanda Lee, who led the way with 10 points. On the East Los Angeles side, it was Jadis Watson with 8 points as Rio Hondo faces 8 seconds on the shot clock. Turnaround by Navarro.
Basket is good by number 32.
So the rhythm, the momentum continues on the side of the Roadrunners, Will.
Yeah, and as I mentioned before, you know, I saw Amy Navarro do that a lot during her days at El Rancho, and she does it again right there. And, you know, that's just a perfect example of the gameplay so far. The Huskies look a little shaky on offense, while the Rio Hondo, cool, calm. Navarro puts the Roadrunners up by 9 with 9:02 to go.
Drive it inside, it's Wallace. Wallace off the mark. Loose ball picked up by East Los Angeles' Ortiz. 8:50 remains in this third period.
Bucket right here for the Huskies would help turn things around, but Curley turns it over.
Curley just no chance there, struggling tonight. Quintana the other way with the runner. Rattles in.
Yeah, Lee did a good job. Amanda Lee for Rio Hondo started that whole play by picking Curley's pocket. And then Gutierrez finishes it off. Puts the Roadrunners up by 11, Dan, and I did not see this coming.
Yeah, largest lead of the ball game as Wallace's shot goes in and out. Excuse me, that's Watson. Coach Bruce Turner instantly stands up and was asking for the foul. 8:05, third quarter.
Yeah, Rio Hondo really forcing ELAC to play their type of game.
Wow.
Gutierrez with the pretty shot. She's now up to 10 points. Excuse me, 11.
Gutierrez just feeling it. Driving. It's Ortiz who loses the ball, but Poole is there to recover. I think that's one way East Los Angeles will have to get back into it. It's to force some fouls, get inside the box, force some easy shots, and also get to the line and just crawl back into it.
Yeah, no question about it, Dan. And fortunately, Poole's not able to convert, but she does draw the foul and gets 2 free throws at the line. But overall, Rio Hondo doing a really good job of forcing the Huskies to play their type of game.
Number 3, Ariana Gonzalez.
You know, right now, the
Replacing number 2.
Huskies' undoing is really their ability to capitalize on opportunities. They've had a lot of them, just haven't been able to finish.
Wallace will step out. Gonzalez steps in for East Los Angeles. East Los Angeles now with the sense of urgency applies the full court press, but Lee able to find Candace Black quickly in the front court. Gutierrez spinning around, too strong there. 7:30 to go. East Los Angeles, the number 6 team in the state, trailing 37-25 as Poole does a no-look pass on the left-hand side to Gonzalez. Maybe that will be the spark that East Los Angeles needs to get momentum back to their side. Down 10 points, 7:15 to go. No-look pass by Lee. Back to Lee. Lee will fire. They left her open.
Three-pointer is good. Amanda Lee.
And Lee drains that three-pointer right in front of Huskies' lead scorer. Jaylene Curley only has 1 point to show tonight. She's having a rough game, to say the least, partner.
Curley hopefully will get back in a rhythm off of that easy layup. Those will be probably the easiest 2 points next to free throws this whole ball game as Coach Bruce Turner calls timeout at 6:45 in this third period. Rio Hondo leads 40-29 on Sportsnet USA. East Los Angeles trailing by 11 points. 6:45 to go in this third period. Gutierrez brings it up to the front court. Nearly loses the ball. Driving against Poole. She'll stop, kick it out to Navarro, who's wide open. Rebounded by Mercedes Ortiz of East LA. On the break, it's Watson. Watson will kick it out, slow things down. 6:20 remains on the clock. Ortiz gets popped to the floor. Foul is charged against Amy Navarro. 6:17 to go. Godbolt will check in. Ortiz will sit out. Inbounding the ball will be Jennifer Poole from the baseline. Back on top to Watson. Watson to Davalos. Davalos looking inside, puts it on the floor instead. Gonzalez. 20 seconds on the shot clock, 6:05 to go on the game clock, and a walk called on Godbolt as she cannot keep her balance at the 6:03 mark of this third quarter.
I think Brianna Morales kind of got a hand in there on Godbolt's attempt. Forces the double dribble there. But Watson with a little deflection. Ball stays with the Huskies. Excuse me, the Roadrunners.
Yeah, the Roadrunners have no chance against a full court press the whole game. We'll see if East LA could sustain the energy to apply the press for a comeback.
Yeah, Watson's going to get called for the hold there. She had her arm draped over Navarro's. Navarro was going in for the pass, possibly set up a little post shot.
5:48 remains in this third period. A steal by East Los Angeles. Amanda Lee comes up with it, tries to go behind the back. Instead, ball goes out of bounds off of Watson's hip.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there between Godbolt and Poole. They both kind of went for the ball, but neither said anything, and they run right into each other. It looks like Coach Bruce Turner is about to get a technical here. They don't.
Lee to Navarro, poor pass. It's picked up by Godbolt. Godbolt going coast to coast. She's had enough. Takes things into her own hands, and now a 9-point lead for East LA. Excuse me, 9-point lead for Rio Hondo.
Yeah, for a player of her size, Godbolt really has nice handles and shows them right there.
Yep.
Uses the open lane and easy finish.
On the clock, 5:10 remains, third quarter. Into the low post to Navarro. Navarro spins to her left-hand side. Nice move by Navarro. Under 5 minutes. Poole drives. Poole doesn't finish. Well short, rebounded by Barrera. Amanda Lee does the intelligent thing, losing balance on the baseline, banks it off the feet of Davalos. Rio Hondo basketball in their own front court. 4 minutes, 40 seconds remain. Gutierrez, spin move. Right angle drive by Amanda Lee. She's shown us a little bit of everything tonight. She's shown us she has this sharp shooting edge. She's the best shooter on the Rio Hondo side, but she's also shown us the ability to drive inside to the lane.
Yeah, no question about it, Dan. And right there, yeah, I want to give credit to Lee for that nice shot, but Huskies just gave her a wide open lane to drive, and she said, thank you very much. But then Godbolt goes in the inner and says, hey, I got handles too.
Substitution for Rio, number 25, Robin Quintana, and number 11, Fatima Sandoval.
So Rio Hondo, prior to Godbolt's free throw, was holding on to a 13-point lead, the biggest lead of the ball game for the Roadrunners, and here Godbolt with a chance to cut it to 11 points now. East LA is going to have to finish this period strong. 4:20 remains, third quarter. Lee drives. Barrera now. With the rebound, it's Black. Still fighting for the ball inside the box. Quintana. Nicely done from about 8 feet. And a timeout called by Rio Hondo. This one turning rather ugly against East Los Angeles. Rio Hondo leads 46-33. Sportsnet USA.
Checking in for Rio Hondo.
Huskies are going to have to earn this one, just like Coach Bruce Turner predicted prior to the ball game. He says no chance is he personally looking ahead to Friday's game against number 4 in the state, Trade Tech, which could determine the South Coast Conference North champion, as Godbolt saves the ball into the hands of Poole, but a loose ball. Foul now called against Rio Hondo.
That was on number 22.
Well, hey, you know, even though the Huskies are shortly from the floor, there's no shortage of a lack of effort. And Huskies forced an extra possession right there. Nice play by Godbolt. See if they can convert.
That was Gonzalez who gets the and one.
Basket is good by number 3.
So now back to an 11-point lead. Will East Los Angeles cut it to 10?
Jessica Barrera, 1 shot coming down.
Talia Jones will be checking in. Curley will be sitting out.
Jones replacing Gurley.
Ten-point lead for Rio Hondo. A steal by Poole. Backcourt violation. So she stole it in her own front court and then slipped into the backcourt.
Yeah, Coach Bruce Turner is doing a lot of talking with the official on the far side. But it did look like it was, that was a questionable call, to say the least.
Well, here's what I like to say all the time. The Zebras know best. 3:30 remains. Third period. Lee drives, left angle drive, off balance shot, no.
Yeah, you got to give credit to Lee. She just has a good sense of the game. Draws the contact there, gets a shot off. And now she goes to line to shoot 2. With the Roadrunners up by 10 with 3:25 to go. Overall, Dan, I mean, she's pretty much taking over the game, on offense for the Roadrunners. She's kind of set everything up. Huskies had to account for her because they know how deadly she is from the field.
East Los Angeles' only loss this season, or rather this year in the 2019 calendar year, has been to Trade Tech. Gonzalez is open for a 3. 9-point lead for Rio Hondo, so slowly chopping wood. As 3:05 remains and Jones applying some pressure to Lee. That's probably what they should have done on Lee all game long as she loses the ball. Godbolt to Curley. Curley finishing. Oh, and an offensive charge called on Curley.
Yeah. I do not agree with that call at all. Gudino was clearly inside the restricted zone, and by the rule book, that's a shooting foul, Dan, or blocking foul, excuse me. I should have been on the defense. But as you say, Dan, the Zebras know best, right?
2:55 remains. Still a 9-point lead for Rio Hondo. Stick around, ladies and gentlemen. This one's getting good. Gutierrez brings it past the midcourt. Jennifer Poole with another steal.
Oh.
Jones losing possession. Ball being fought for. Amanda Lee on the floor with Jones, and a jump ball is called. Possession arrow, I believe, in favor of East LA.
Yeah, a little jungle ball there, but nice wherewithal by Poole to go for a steal right there on Gutierrez. She gets it. Fortunately, though, Huskies aren't able to maintain possession. Excuse me, they do.
Yeah, the other officials had no idea. At least one official is keeping track.
What's your line, Dan? What's your favorite line?
The Zebras always know best. 2:45 to go. Godbolt gets the ball inside. Spin move on
nice
Navarro.
move. Oh.
Can't finish. Godbolt fighting. It's Navarro who wins that matchup. 2:35 to go.
That's a really good battle going on between Godbolt and Navarro. But Godbolt, she made it such a nice move on the fake. Unable to finish, and that's kind of been the story of the game for the Huskies, Dan.
Jones, the defensive specialist on Lee. She's been a factor since she's come in on Lee.
Uh-oh.
Godbolt this time doing it on defense. Black can't finish. Loose ball. Picked up by Gonzalez of East LA. 2:05 to go. Poole to Curley. Can Curley finish? She does.
And I think that's the shot, Dan, that the Huskies have been looking for all game. Maybe that sparks some momentum. Now they're only down by 6, but a foul.
Actually, a timeout call by Rio Hondo with 1:50 to go. Has Curley now woken up as East Los Angeles trails 48-42 here on Sportsnet USA. Lady Huskies have crawled back into it, trailing 6, trailed by as much as 13 points at one point earlier in this third period. 1:50 remains in this third quarter. Gutierrez looking. High pass over the head of everybody. A turnover against the Roadrunners. Husky basketball.
Yeah, and that's the cardinal rule for coaches. You never turn the ball over off of inbound passes. Unfortunately for the Huskies, unfortunately for the Roadrunners right there, Dan, that they turn it over. But the Huskies say, hey, we'll take it. We're only down by 6. 1:45 to go, and momentum in favor of ELAC.
Godbolt against Navarro. Skip pass outside to Gonzalez. Gonzalez,
nice
baseline drive, finishes. She'll go to the line and try to cut the deficit even more.
Yeah, Dan, and earlier in the game we were wondering where is the offense going to come from for the Huskies. Clearly, Gonzalez has answered the bell, the former St. Paul sportsman, putting in some work. She's now up to 10 points, Dan, after that missed free throw, but she's provided a spark that the Huskies needed. Now they're only down by 4, 1:33 to go in the third.
At the 4:08 mark of this third period, East Los Angeles trailed by 13 points, and we mentioned if East Los Angeles were to take this ball game and win it, they would need to finish this third period super strong, and they're doing just that. They've held Amanda Lee to just 2 points, I believe, in the second half.
Yeah, and you could clearly tell the Huskies have found their mojo on defense. Still trying to find it on offense a little bit, but they're hitting the shots when they need to, but the defense is on point.
I think it's the spark by Jones. Talia Jones. As Navarro spins to the left, but Godbolt there to defend well. Godbolt. Bounce pass inside to Jones. The kick out to Gonzalez. They swing it to Curley. Curley cuts the deficit to 1 point.
Curley 2 for 2 from three-point land in this third quarter. Huskies only down by 1.
Amanda Lee has played every single minute. Spin move. Has she run out of gas? Navarro there to back Lee up.
Really nice answer by Navarro. She thought she got fouled on the previous possession, but gets fouled there, and now a chance for 3 to Hardway.
Gonzalez, the basket counts at the free throw line. One shot coming.
Got to give Rio Hondo credit, Dan. Each time Huskies look like they're crawling back, about to take the lead, they find a way to answer the bell.
Jones steps out for East Los Angeles. Checking in is Jadis Watson. The bench of the Huskies given a small standing ovation to Jones as she jogged off the court. 25 seconds to go. High post to Watson. Low post to Godbolt. She was inside there. No hope for Rivera, who was defending. 1 point lead. 15 seconds remain. Lee by herself. Somebody's got to pick her up. Poole does. 9 seconds to go. 7, 6, 5.
Better hurry.
Lee will have to shoot. Fires away, nearly gets it to go. 1 point lead into the fourth quarter for Rio Hondo. East Los Angeles on the verge of the comeback here on Sportsnet USA, and it's brought to you by NutriShop of Monterey Park. After trailing by as much as 13 points, East Los Angeles now down 1 point, 50-49 in favor of the visiting Rio Hondo Roadrunners. Rio Hondo comes in with a 17-7 record. East Los Angeles with an impressive 24 wins, 5 losses on the season. Currently ranked number 6 in the state. How about this ball game here, Will? A chance
game
to pull the comeback.
Yeah, absolutely, Dan, and a really good, setup for Huskies' upcoming showdown against Trey Tech. Every good team faces a little adversity, and the Huskies are definitely facing it tonight against a Rio Hondo team that came in with a lot of urgency, a sense of nothing to lose, and they've had the Huskies on their heels, but really nice comeback there in the third quarter, Dan.
And Poole comes away with a steal and hands it into the hands of Godbold, who brings it into the front court. Watson fighting through the double team, and a foul on the floor. I believe the foul is called against Barrera.
Yeah,
no, actually 32, excuse me.
32.
That's Navarro.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate for Rio Hondo, because the last thing you want is Navarro to get in foul trouble.
Watson left open on the right elbow. Too strong, no. It's Gutierrez of Rio Hondo who reels in the rebound. 9:30 remains in this fourth quarter, and Lee will fire. Lee's played every single minute this ball game, and no one accounts for her. And a poor pass into the front court off the hands of Gonzalez, so momentum shifted back into Rio Hondo's hands.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Bruce Turner knows you can't leave a shooter like Lee open and do it again. And she makes them pay with that nice three from the wing, and she just makes it look easy.
She has not had any rest, partner. Again, it's Lee, this time short. Under 9 minutes to go. The kick out to Curley. Curley wide open. Does she get the roll? No. Navarro grabs the rebound. 8:45 remains. Lee on top, defended by Poole. To Barrera, inside to Navarro. Watson slaps the ball out of bounds with her left hand. Roadrunner basketball.
Yeah, you could tell Barrera and Navarro a little gas there on the offensive end, but hey, can you blame them? I mean, they've had a lot to deal with tonight against Godbold, and
yeah,
I mean, it's a tall order, Dan.
Gutierrez trying to inbound the ball. High pass on top to Barrera. Barrera to Black. Baseline drive. Too high. No rim. Loose ball picked up by Poole. 8:20 left. To Godbold. Godbold too strong. Can't finish though.
Oh, yeah, and I think Gutierrez might have gotten a little Charlie horse there.
Shin to shin action.
Yeah, I think so, but she's holding on to her thigh. Hope it's not nothing serious.
Yeah, we got an injury timeout on the floor at the 8:20 mark of this final period. We'll step aside. Sportsnet USA. Dominic Godbold at the free throw line. East LA got within 1 point of Rio Hondo. Rio Hondo for a second tick back momentum. And here we are, final period, 53-49. East Los Angeles trying to remain undefeated at home, currently 9-0 on the season at home. On the other side, Rio Hondo, they're 8-4 on the road, so they've done rather well. East Los Angeles applying the full court press, three-point lead for the Roadrunners. Will they get it into the front court in time? Gutierrez and a steal. No, back into the hands of Rio Hondo. It is off of Rio Hondo. East Los Angeles basketball. So the full court press works to perfection.
Oh, absolutely. And Huskies got a little bailed out there because excuse me, Candace Black was wide open, but Godbolt answers.
Godbolt ties up the ball game.
Yeah.
Long pass into the front court. It's Black. Black gets rejected. No, actually called a foul. Adriana Gonzalez, the freshman guard of East LA, too aggressive for the liking of the official, Will.
To the liking of the official, it's a little too much contact, but to me it looked like it was a clean block. But overall, really nice sequence there for the Huskies. Black turns it over, leads to a three by Godbolt. And it looked like Gonzalez had a block there, but officials call a foul. But fortunately for the Huskies, Black misses the first free throw. Still tied at 53 with 7:49 to go.
Black gives the lead back to Rio Hondo. Wide open to a cutting Curley. Way too easy. Now a 55-54 ball game. 7:40 remains. And a steal. Curley extends the lead. 57-54. She had no points. A steal back the other way for East Los Angeles. Poor inbound attempt by Navarro of Rio Hondo.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say the Huskies have found their mojo again. That full court press, Dan is really working perfection, but Navarro gets a steal.
It's a one-on-one. Excellent play by Curley to use her left hand. You see she's got her right hand taped up. Left one's doing just fine.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be something to watch moving forward, Dan. But overall, nice second half here for Curley after, she got off to a slow first half. Coach Bruce Turner calls a timeout with 7:05 to go.
Yeah, he needs a little bit of time to discuss things on a defensive side. And we'll step aside as well here on Sportsnet USA, presented by NutriShop of Monterey Park. Too much basketball remains here inside the E-rena. East Los Angeles holding on to a thin three-point lead, 57-54, in favor of number 4, East LA over the Rio Hondo Roadrunners. Navarro drives through the action.
Yeah,
tons of contact there.
Yeah, tons of contact right there. Gonzalez absorbs a tough foul from Navarro, and Navarro looks a little shaken up. Looks like she hurt her knee really bad there. She's still grimacing towards it, but she gets to go to the line and shoot two.
Coach Bruce Turner, always so animated.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get his money's worth.
7:01 on the clock as Navarro tries to cut the deficit. Checking in will be Brianna Morales, and Barrera steps away.
And Navarro still scoreless from the free throw line, 0 for 4. And
Poole.
Nice.
Wow, the defense of Rio Hondo caught slipping there.
Well, I think Rio Hondo was giving up that lane throughout the whole first half. The problem was the Huskies weren't capitalizing on it.
Lee to the cup.
Lee for 2.
It's been the Amanda Lee show for Rio Hondo as Quintana comes away with a steal, but Poole pokes it out. Poole running up the stairs, giving herself an extra workout.
Yeah, and that's why you love to have a player like Jennifer Poole on your team. She, even though she might not be, as an elusive scorer, let's say a Jaylene Curley, she's always going to give you energy on the defensive end and not going to give up.
4 steals here tonight from Poole as Black pulls up. And Poole comes away with the rebound into the front court. It's Ortiz. Ortiz on the near wing. On top to Godbolt. Bounce pass inside to Watson. Watson turns around, goes to work, kicks it out to Ortiz. 6:05 remains in this game. Low post to a cutting Gonzalez. Gonzalez stops and pops. Under 6 minutes to go. East Los Angeles on top, 61-56. Final period of play inside the E-rena.
And the Huskies now have 4 different players in double digits, partner. Really nice showing, but Amanda Lee does it once again with the hard lane.
Yeah.
Hard drive, draws a foul. Will go to the free throw line.
Foul whistle number 12, Mercedes Ortiz.
Huskies hope to close out this game with a W. They're going to have to find a way to try and limit Amanda Lee. She keeps driving through the lane on the right side of the court. Huskies can't give that up. They got to try to make her go left. She's a right-handed, so Huskies need to force her to go for left-hand because so far she hasn't shown any ability to use that one.
Lee goes 2 of 2. Curley checks in for East Los Angeles. Gonzalez will sit down. On the clock, 5 minutes, 40 seconds, and rolling. Final period of play. Curley near wing against Lee. 2 leading scorers playing against each other. Gottbolt goes to work. Left angle.
Oh.
Can't finish, but she's fouled by Barrera.
Yeah, Godbolt bailed out by that fall call right there on Barrera. Barrera had some pretty good defense, but, Godbolt, you got to give her credit. As I said earlier, Dan, for a player of her size, she has really good feet, really good handles. Just has to find a way to finish more often.
Godbolt's first free throw attempt rims out. Second attempt off the mark. Wouldn't be surprised if Lee attempts a three-point shot here. Instead, Black drives, left angle drive, and oh, wow.
Yeah, late whistle there. Yeah, really late whistle there by the official, but says that Black got hit on the head.
By Gonzalez.
Yeah, that's a tough foul to take, but unfortunately for the Huskies, that keeps possession alive for Rio. As Black misses the first one, so they kind of dodge a bullet there, Dan.
Yeah. This one has the feeling of it coming down to the sweet victory or bitter end for someone. Under 5 minutes to go. East Los Angeles on top by 2 points. Watson, bounce pass inside to Godbolt. Godbolt.
Nice.
Can't finish. Gets her own attempt. Once again, can't finish on the left-hand side. Black the other way. 4:40 to go. Lee loses the ball. Poor pass by Candace Black. Lee had the spot in the corner to give Rio Hondo the lead with a three-point shot. You had a sense that's what she was looking for.
Yeah.
As Navarro will check back in, and out of the game is Morales, partner.
Yeah, the Huskies just have to continue to not give Lee what she wants. Make her go to the left. Make her shoot a deep shot. They're not going to go in every time, but you better take your chances there than her at the free throw line.
Godbolt to pull. 4:25 remains.
Nice
To a cutting Gonzalez on the left-hand side. Off the glass.
And that's the style that the Huskies want to play. Coach Bruce Turner is known for having a good, team balance, ball movement. Huskies weren't really doing that in the first half, but they're doing it here. And it's a big reason why they're up by 4 minutes to go.
Lee finds the open Gutierrez. Gutierrez can't finish.
Ooh.
Man, Lee really needs some help. You could tell she's exhausted. Has not taken a break at all this ball game.
No question, but she needs a little help. Amy Navarro did a really good job early in the game. Getting her points inside, but haven't really gone to her so far. And Gutierrez a little quiet here in the second half as well. They're going to step it up here down the stretch if Rio Hondo looks to get out of here with a win.
Godbolt faces up. And a foul called against Godbolt as she trips up Candace Black. Tough foul there.
Foul is whistle on number 34, Dominic Godbold of ELAC. 2 shots coming up for Candace Black of Rio.
Three-point ball game now. Make it a 2-point ball game. So East Los Angeles will operate slowly. They'll bring it up into the front court with 3:33 to go. 2-point lead for number 6 East LA. Poole to Gonzalez. Short. Rebound, Rio Hondo. Loose ball picked up by Curley. Another attempt for East Los Angeles here. Baseline drive by Gonzalez. 15-footer by Godbold. Splashes in.
Once again, Huskies show how good defense leads to good offense. Navarro got the rebound. She tries to outlet it, but a good deflection leads to a turnover. And Godbold makes the Roadrunners pay with a nice little baseline, Jay. Puts the Huskies up by 4 with 2:50 to go.
Navarro puts it on the floor finally. Now looking.
Uh-oh.
Jump ball now.
Oh.
Godbold Navarro going face to face.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of jogging. Sorry about that, partner. Fairfax product, Godbold. She just took it away from Navarro right there, and rightfully so. Navarro a little frustrated, but both of them doing a little jawing. Feels like playoff basketball, Dan.
It really does, as the officiating crew will now give a final verdict. So it'll be Rio Hondo basketball, I believe.
Oh, Coach Bruce Turner's about to get teed up.
Coach Bruce Turner at half court right now. So Godbold is called with a foul. It won't be a jump shot, so an opportunity for Navarro to cut the deficit, but Navarro 0 for 4 from the free throw line. So does it matter? We'll see.
Well, we'll see. I mean,
0 for 5. So if there is somebody you're going to foul, it'll be Navarro. 0 for 6. Lead stays at 4 points for number 4, East Los Angeles.
And the Huskies dodging another bullet right there, but as we mentioned, if you're going to send somebody to the line, it's better to send Navarro.
Pull on the left wing to Godbold.
She's feeling it.
Godbold way off on that attempt. East Los Angeles feels like Black last touched the ball.
It looked like Black touched it last, but the officials, as you say, know best. Say otherwise.
2:22 on the clock. Rio Hondo will try to get out of their backcourt. Gutierrez now, defended by Curley. 2:10 remains.
Key possession here for Rio. Oh, nice steal. Oh.
Nearly stolen. Would have been Poole's 5th steal of the ball game.
Yeah, Poole right there a little too fast for her own self. She gets a nice steal, but can't really manage her footing. But really nice play there by the Huskies.
Inbounding the ball is Black to Lee. Lee defended by Poole. If there's one person you want on Lee, it's Poole. Off balance, no. Ball's being tipped around, being fought for. East Los Angeles comes away with it. And a whistle is blown at the 1:55 mark of this 4th period.
Yeah, tough shot there for Amanda Lee. The Huskies sideline were yelling, don't let her inbound. Don't let her get the ball to her.
Yeah.
They get the ball to her, but the Huskies double team her, and she has to force off a tough shot that isn't nowhere close. And Gonzalez gets the rebound. Now she's heading to the free throw line.
Gonzalez on the year at the line, 62%. Not really known for her offensive prowess. In there for defensive purposes.
Maybe she's done a good job so far, Dan. I mean, you can argue that Huskies wouldn't be in this game without her. She gave them a spark when they needed it the most. Oh, wide open.
Curley comes away with the steal, but it's all caused by Poole's defensive prowess.
Yeah, that's the second time that the Huskies got a deflection off a Navarro pass. You know, she had the rebound. She had Amanda Lee wide open down low for a fast break, but Huskies managed to get a hand on the ball and force a turnover. And now Curley going to the free throw line.
And Curley's always money at the line. Curley, the best free throw shooter on the team, shooting 76% on the year. Out of the game for Rio Hondo is Jessica Barrera. Into the game is Mariah Rivera. On the Huskies side, Watson sits out. And back into the ball game is Godbolt.
Huskies still going with that full court press, causing a lot of problems.
7-point lead for East LA, 1:35 to go. Gutierrez, spin move.
Oh, nice deflection.
And a steal by guess who? Poole. Poole now with 5 steals. It's turned into a free throw affair now.
Yeah. As long as the Huskies make their free throws, Dan, maybe say 2 of their next 4, because the chances are going to go to the free throw line again.
At the line this year, East Los Angeles shooting 66%. That puts them at number 15 in the state as far as free throw percentage goes. So not bad. Out of 91 teams to be ranked number 15 in the state in free throws.
Come the postseason as Cole knocks down the first, but as long as the Huskies make their free throws here down the stretch, I think it's safe to say this one's
in the books.
In the books.
Poole goes 2 of 2. Poole at the line, 75%.
Oh.
Near steal by Godbolt.
Yeah, a lot of contact there. She's just kind of playing bully ball against Lee. Fortunately for Rio Hondo, the ball stays with them, but you could tell they're not playing the same type of ball, same type of chemistry that they had earlier in the game.
I feel like Rio Hondo's just one player away from being such a playoff team.
Yeah, if they had a 1-2 punch to go along with Amanda Lee, I mean, they'd be really good. Navarro's done a really good job, but a little inconsistent.
Bounce pass inside from Lee to Rivera, and an instant timeout called by Rio Hondo. We'll be back for the final 106 to go here on Sportsnet USA. The final 106 in this ball game here on Sportsnet USA, and it's been brought to you by NutriShop of Monterey Park, your sports nutrition, health, and vitamins experts. Dan Gudino here alongside Whittier Daily News prep sports writer Will Hernandez. Will, down by as much as 13 points, still able to nearly complete the comeback. Just 1:06 to go. What does this game say about the Huskies?
Well, it shows they got a lot of grit, and they're able to overcome adversity. They faced a lot of it tonight. At one point, it looked like the Huskies were done. I mean, I didn't give them much hope, but they were able to get some role players such as Gonzalez and Godbolt. And finally, Jalen Curley got hot, so it's been a pretty resilient performance here in the second half for the Huskies. As Godbolt goes to the lane and finishes with a nice under the rim layup. Puts the Huskies up by 7 seconds remaining, but overall, Dan, it shows that the Huskies are, up to the challenge, for any type of team. But ultimately, it shows that they're battle tested, and that's what you like to see from a team that is, predicted to make a deep run this postseason.
Well, if there's one person who's been an X factor tonight, it's got to be Jennifer Poole with her 5 steals. Corner 3 by Rivera, 6 in, gives Rio Hondo a bit of hope. 72-66, East Los Angeles with the lead. 35 seconds remain. Sportsnet USA technically in it. Rio Hondo trailing just 6 points. 35 ticks remain in this one. Dan Gudino alongside Will Hernandez. East Los Angeles looking to go 25-5 on the season. Rio Hondo trying to pick up win number 17. They're technically out of the hunt for the South Coast Conference North title. That's what East LA's playing for. East LA needs a win tonight to stay alive and play LA Trade Tech on Friday, partner.
Yeah, at first it looks like they're just going to let them drain the clock, but here comes a foul. Oh. They're not fouling them, but
a steal nearly. Poole able to save it. 6 seconds on a shot clock. Curley will have to hurry.
They're going to let him run it out.
Wow, the shot clock never went off. That will do it. That was a strange finish, but East Los Angeles remains undefeated at home. They go to 10-0 at home. They move to 25-5 on the season. It's a final here from the E-rena. East Los Angeles wins 72-66 over the Rio Hondo Roadrunners. Partner, it wasn't pretty, but it showed a lot of grit. As you mentioned, East Los Angeles with a comeback from 13 points. They win it by 6 tonight.
Yeah, no question. And just when the Huskies, they had an opportunity to just say, hey, it's not our night. Let's get through this one and prepare for a trade tech. But instead, the Huskies get some role players to step up, such as E-rena Gonzalez, who finishes the game in double digits. Poole, as you mentioned, was huge on the defensive end. And Godbolt, overall, she just dominated down low in the post. She missed a lot of easy opportunities, but when she had to hit them, she hit them. And ultimately, that was the difference for the Huskies tonight.
East Los Angeles now will contend on Friday for the South Coast Conference North. Winner takes all. That'll be special. We'll see if East Los Angeles could do it. Unfortunately, we won't have that broadcast. We will be available for one playoff game at least here on Sportsnet USA. For Will Hernandez, Noe Ortega, Jackson Mosley, Rashawn Haylock, Ed Ford, and the entire Sportsnet USA team, everybody have a good night. East Los Angeles wins it at home, 72-66 over the Rio Hondo Roadrunners. Good night.